Meeting to order. Roll call of members, please.
Chairperson Gary Roth.
Here.
Vice Chair Shelley Smelville.
Here.
Secretary Lauren Smothers.
Here.
Jeffrey Duvall. John Carroll.
Here.
Mark Buckeye.
Here.
Tyler Weinhold. Barbara Bosler Peterson.
Yep.
Samara Zugabe.
Present.
All right.
He calls me a different name every time, and I love it. I love it.
You get it right most times.
One of these days he's gonna say it all, walk out the door.
If she smells
Hey,
like.
Summer, we do too.
She smells like.
When he gets it right, I'm gonna walk out the door. I've never arrived.
Approval of the minutes from April 24, 23.
I make a motion to approve the minutes, very well written.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public Works report.
Evening. Just gotta turn that one on.
Now you can hear me. I've received lots of compliments back on the mowing and conditions of the parks recently. Attribute that to Jeff and Bart up in the parks. They take really good care of it. Some of that's due to the new mowing equipment. Does a much better job than the previous equipment. We did have this past month, we did have an incident at Valley Springs bathrooms. Some kids got in there, smeared mud all over the walls, inside, outside, smashed one of the bathroom doors. But the cameras were in place. We were able to identify the culprits. So a report was made, and we'll let the authorities are handling it from there. So
Paid off already.
Good, do you know?
yes. So other than that, I mean, parks are getting busy. I know the disc golf is taking off. Their season has started. Baseball season has also started. The Betty's ball field, we've begun trimming that at a lower height than the rest of the park. Small children get have a fighting chance to get the ball now. So, Jeff has been striping the lines on the base lines, which hadn't been done in the past. We got response back. They really like that. Though sometimes they may need arrows to tell the little ones where to go. So, but it's all good. So. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
I will stick around till about 10 till. I have to go coach baseball tonight.
At what field?
I'll be at, which one is it? Leon's.
All the way out.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business. Master Plan Committee. Fundraising Committee, rather.
Yeah, I was given a name of somebody that, local, that has done fundraising. And I'm not gonna say, I can't remember the first name, I remember the last name, I had it written down, but I will get back to the person that told me the name, and maybe I can contact the person and we can,
Toss some ideas around.
yes.
Trail Committee.
Engineer has been hired, so we have them drafting the trail out at Bear Marquette Park. That's a process that'll take a little time because they're behind because of so many projects, but we hope to see some plans in fall, maybe early winter, and then look for construction next year.
And they're just engineering this first small section that we're doing, right?
It's 671
Yep.
feet.
Okay.
Yep.
Playground Committee.
Nothing yet.
Bathroom Committee.
Sent you some sheets out to take a look at. We've kind of done the figuring and location of the bathrooms. Pinkley Park is unavailable for a bathroom. It is in a floodway. The whole park is a floodway. So you cannot locate a building in that spot, in that space.
Of any sorts.
Well, you can locate a porta-potty. That's it. Yeah, it has to be portable, it has to be removable, it can't be anything permanent. So you can do playground equipment, you can do pavilions, open structures, It's the same thing that we do on our buyout properties.
Could it be Laura kind of mentioned this to me the other day, a structure like this in a state park?
That's not
where
really,
it's-
You're talking where it just has the
holes.
Yeah,
Or
that's
pit holes?
why I-
Well, yeah,
Yeah, or even, as built as like a Johnny on the spot where it could be pumped, but still be a structure that the walls don't go all the way to the ground.
that's
Yeah, if you leave,
Flow
It'd be
through.
flow
it
through.
flows through, then you could probably do something like that, but otherwise.
I mean, it'd be a little nicer than just a Johnny.
So as long as there's flow, it doesn't go down.
As long as it doesn't restrict the flow, that's what you're doing, is you don't want it to restrict any flow that goes through that area, because it's just, if it goes out of the banks, it has to be able to move, because you don't want it to then affect floodplain, which is across the street.
Got it.
all right. Talking about that, would there be an issue then with, oh, no, I guess not, because that wouldn't be going into the sewer system, would it? It's just the pit.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
Right.
Never mind.
I mean, if that's possible, then we can always look into more details about it, but that's good to know. That something
Well,
could
wasn't
go in there.
there a house
There was a house
on
there.
that property? So there is a sewer line on that property.
We're aware.
But I don't know.
Would you be able to put water and sewer to it if it's,
I don't know.
See, I don't know.
and still be flow through?
Well, the thing is, it's gonna flood every time the water comes up, so that might be a question for Steve, actually.
What's the question?
Like, if they're talking about doing a restaurant down at Pinkley Park, and like, it would be basically like a pit-type restroom, but where there was a house there once before, would they be able to put one there? Because every time it would flood, water would go into the city's sewer system.
Correct.
But so is that something they wouldn't be able to do, or?
Yeah, we spend a lot of money every year to prevent that from happening.
Right. No, I mean, that's how I was just getting at, so it'd have to be a pit-type thing.
Yeah, the issue is you don't want that water then to
Yeah.
have hydrostatic pressure to get into
Right,
the
no,
system.
right, exactly, right. Okay.
So, I have given you some copies of information. These are a little more detailed than what we looked at, so that we can get some finalization. The board has not budgeted for this yet, but it is in the plans for 2023-24, the next budget year. But we can start working on the order at this point. And what I would recommend is that we go with the basic building, which has the textured roof and the barnwood textured walls. We've already picked out it's not winter wheat, it's western wheat. And then do something on the roof and the doors that would be complementary to that. If we go with any other textures, it's gonna cost extra money. I think what we can afford is to put the drinking fountains on the outside. That's $4,500 to do that. So your basic price is $54,105. With shipping and handling, engineering and all that, $61,905. So with the two of them, you've got, you're at $122,000, almost $123,000, almost $124,000. And then another $8,000, so you're looking at $130,000. So we
What's the
budgeted
other
right there.
8,000?
for the drinking fountains.
Oh,
At
okay.
4,000 apiece.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we definitely put in there.
So what we're doing is we're skipping stainless steel water closets and lavatories, and I'd love to put that kind of stuff in there. We're not gonna worry about the texture. Just go with the flat barnwood style. I think it's got a good look to it. Probably better than the brick. I mean, you look at it now, you've got brick up there. And then we've got, just so you kind of know what we're talking about, also included the delivery plans. This is how things kind of are supposed to be set up. And it's like trying to get them into place is going to be tricky, but we've gone through a number of permutations on that to try to come up with a plan to get them in two different spots. One would be the playground area, the swing set area up by the big pavilion, and the other is a grassy area that's away from the parking space that's down at the second pavilion as you go towards Main Street. There's a flat space up on top. We would have to pipe then we'd have to gravity feed down to what we have existing, and then we have to pipe the new water line up. But, I mean, again, that's gonna be included in part of your construction costs for the foundation, the plumbing, to put those foundations on that they have to sit on.
And we're keeping those two so close together because of the lower one's supposed to be servicing like the football fields and the soccer fields.
I mean, we can put it somewhere else, but eventually what you want to do is up on top where the park house is to put a big pavilion and bathroom and kitchen area.
Right.
So you've already got bathrooms planned up there, so the idea is to keep them, one, because the big pavilion where you have entertainment, you want people to be able to use the restaurant. And the other would be close to the ball fields, but also you got a couple of pavilions there, so people are entertaining in those spaces. Right.
Yeah, I understand that, it's just when that corporate pavilion will go up on that bathroom, you know.
Yeah.
On back to your pricing and stuff, like all these other things, you were talking about stainless steel would be ideal, but blah, 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 blah. This, I should have looked up what vitreous china, what is that?
Vitreous china, it's like what you have in your house.
Yeah.
Yes, the porcelain toilet.
Right. Just a regular
Sinks.
toilet.
Okay.
It's like what we have now.
And that's what's getting torn up at all in our parks.
Right.
So,
Not-
and we're
Not a
going,
whole lot.
well, this thing, okay, we're not gonna go for any of these options?
No.
Because there's no money, or it's just
Yeah,
not
it'll put
makes
us over budget, I
sense?
think, if we do. There's a problem.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
curious, because you're looking down here at these things, I'm like, yeah, I realize it's extra cost, but maybe,
You're thinking in the long run it would pay off.
yeah, just on some
And me-
items.
I mean, is that something,
Is there any
I
wiggle
don't
room?
know, is that something down the road that you can put in?
Well,
I would think that there would
Like
be.
stainless, huh?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, you can put those in later, if we
Yeah,
have
but-
issues, but I don't think we're gonna have any issues really, but.
No, but, and I think the issue, or the idea of putting them in later is, if you don't do it up front, usually you don't.
No, and I understand that, right.
like, it doesn't say, and this is literally what's furnished in that building, because it doesn't say anything about paper towel.
We'd probably get our own, such as here, when we put in the new bathrooms, we bought our own paper towel dispensers.
Right.
We'd stay with the same company that we get our paper towel dispensers from now.
Okay.
Toilet roll holder, same thing. Yeah. Yes, sir.
This isn't the city, but in the city, the china features didn't last. They're easy to break. They're easy to take a hammer to. Let's hope that never becomes the way we live around here, but we gotta think about it.
And it has happened.
It has.
Yeah, they,
Oh, yeah.
For a urinal here or there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate that, how things are going, but,
I don't think we've had to replace toilets for a while. We had extra.
I'd say in the 13 years I was here, we probably didn't replace over half a dozen, you think, Steve?
Probably, we had a little, two at Valley Spring and one here at Marquette this past year, but.
And we can get those for $100 each.
Right.
Or free.
Or for
I collected them.
We collected.
But you know, stainless one's $1,500 a piece.
Stainless, it just seems like it's cleaner, easier to clean, keep clean, looks
Not really.
clean. It's like when you walk into a dirty,
Stainless does not always look clean though.
No.
And I'll agree,
this
because
isn't like your
if you
kitchen.
don't have the right,
I know, I'm not talking about like the interior of your kitchen with a
No, I
nice
know.
polished
Well, I
stainless,
mean-
but if you were to walk into a dirty public bathroom, I think stainless looks cleaner than porcelain and stuff
But it's
like
a lot
that.
harder to keep clean.
Okay, then I will
It
just
is.
keep my mouth
A
shut
lot
as far as
harder.
stainless. Okay.
no, if we can keep them from being broken and we got a supply of inexpensive replacement, I'm all for it. They look better.
I would like to see us put cameras outside those two bathrooms. If you're gonna spend $130,000, you might as well.
What them camera
I'd like-
systems cost you, Steve?
About $300 a piece.
I'd like to see some of that money go on cameras other
Gotta have
than,
a,
because when you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't care. I just
I don't know if
go.
the building has one or
I
not.
don't care if the thing is, I'll just put toilet paper around.
Yeah,
my
it's
door.
got a mechanical room, don't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a chase. Yeah,
Perfect.
so we should be able to hook electric up for lights on the outside and do a chase.
Yeah, if we're gonna spend that kind of money to put $65,000 with the bathrooms, we might as well put $300 camera. That's right.
That's right.
To protect it.
It says interior and exterior lights are included.
I mean, they pretty much come with what we need.
And so you said we're like working on the order for it? We decided.
And I guess
pretty much-
you're needing us to pick a color for the roof.
What were you saying about this color, sir?
Being funny, I said, I want to see Eastern Wing.
Yeah, if you want to get a contrasting color with the western wheat,
Don, you've done these before, what would you suggest for the, me personally, I'd like to see the cedar shakes be a natural
could be like a rich earth, which is 2 spaces down. And I thought this was easier to look at than what we saw on TV.
Yes.
I know it's probably not 100% accurate, but at least it's something.
You say it was Western wheat?
Western wheat, yeah.
Western, which is kind of,
And then like the rich earth.
They all look good to me. Just, well, they do.
Well, I'm just saying, like-
I think the thing to think about though is the future and trying to keep some consistency the next
Right,
round.
right.
So that we,
right.
have a little bit of harmony in the impression that's made by our facilities.
Even down to like pavilions and,
Yeah.
Well,
You want
to
to keep
style
that-
and color, yeah.
yeah,
right.
that's what we were talking about, where your expertise last week.
Well, like the
was.
big pavilion, if it was repainted, you'd probably paint the steel that color.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
and that's why, like we mentioned last month, like, are we really like this color? Because it should be confluent throughout
Yeah,
the
through the whole
park
park, right.
on future things.
Yeah, at least through that main part.
The other color of that on it, Steve, is a western wheat,
You can have that one.
would be the main building color, and
It's
then
the fourth one down in the second column,
the
Steve.
rich earth would be the trim color.
The which color?
He said rich.
Rich earth, and that, well, that's what somebody threw out there,
What's that
wasn't it?
Looks good to me.
Kind of a cedarish color.
I was just trying to keep it
I'm okay with either.
consistent, that's all.
If we pick those 2 colors, would that company give us a rendering? Like,
Yeah,
how it looks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try.
No, do it.
I know when I built my shop, I could go on the computer and I could see my shop and I could click and
Right.
make different colors out.
Yeah, and there's not something like that that's available where I can
Maybe,
do that kind of clicking, but I'll see if they can.
Very nice.
I'm surprised they don't have that in there. So you could say, all right, well, what does this step look like in brick with brown roof?
But you can read,
I'm shocked that they don't have
you
something
know
like
your
that.
East Wing or West. Hey, is this trim, this dark color, this mud, what's it called?
What?
Are we talking for the doors?
The rich earth, yeah,
Yeah.
the rich earth would be this trim up here,
The roof,
and then the
the
doors.
trim, and
The roof and the trim and the doors.
Looks nice.
I like it.
I think it looked good.
Have you ever been to Spokane? There's a whole lot of weed around.
Yes, sir, I can see. I think that,
Okay, so we're definitely agreement on colors.
Yes.
That's-
like
that's-
those colors?
That was easy.
Oh, I like it.
There you go.
And they look like colors that will stay in stock.
Right, well, the earth tones, that's not like,
We don't have nothing back here, we gotta,
No, that was all part of it that I wanted to include, that information. I just can't say
Skylight and
it's your
restaurant.
standard
That would be
cedar
nice.
shade roof, but
That's
the
the-
optional thing, metals and that, but we don't want to spend the extra.
I think I want whatever's gonna be the most durable.
Skylight.
I mean, yeah, the
No, I just
metal,
gotta be durable.
yeah, oh, that's, yeah. The metal eventually,
What's
the
going
metal
on?
is eventually the paint chips off and,
Most of them are gonna last up pretty well. They're 50-year roofs, so.
yeah.
And
Better
water,
than shingles.
water fountains on the outside, right?
Yep.
Is the water fountain gonna be like a push thing, or is it gonna be the bottle? You know what I'm talking about? Like you put it in there and water comes out?
Oh, you mean a cone?
I don't have a detail on that. I might show it in the picture, but I don't know how close if it has. bottle filler, because it doesn't look to be very tall.
That's what I was thinking.
So I go with what they've got
It
available.
looks like it might.
I don't think most park systems would want that now, because
It's just kind of,
most hikers,
Just gonna use your phone on. Sorry.
You said would or wouldn't want that?
would, because most
Don't pay
hikers are gonna
attention to
come
that
with
CIA.
their own bottles to fill before they hit the trail. So I would think that would be a normal, but I don't know.
That's all I need.
I know Park Service just put in a new water fountain at the Welcome Center, and it's got a bottle filler,
Yeah.
because that's standard now for their sites.
right.
And Lauren will donate a little bowl for all the dogs that come through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to put a little bowl down there
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is,
I know,
you're down to colors. It's,
I know, kind of like down to one of the final decisions on it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Is there any other decisions we
Before,
need
see,
to make?
before you gotta leave, number one, I won't say this, but one was, about where we're at with the plug gauge signs. I'm getting them up.
Kind of stalled out. We'll get going.
What was the other thing I was just gonna ask you before?
Trails,
This is what it looks like.
landscaping, grass cutting.
I'll hit you when he leaves.
I had two things I was gonna catch you before you left.
I just have one. Somebody asked me about it the other day, it's weird, but any more information about the sidewalk along Main Street Park, along Jefferson side?
Main Street Park. Oh, we were supposed to install the Main Street sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually didn't put any more thought into that, to be honest.
Just, somebody asked me about it the other day. I didn't know if there was anything or just something to
I'll
put on
make a
there.
work order for that.
Yeah, put that on the list.
Anything else, Kenny?
Yeah?
When you go out the door.
I do not remember what it was. Oh, well.
Good luck on your game.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Oh, Shan.
Yeah, I got it here. I
Oh,
was
you
going-
did. Is it something we were talking about, benches? No?
That's not what I was gonna ask you.
Okay, so what are we doing now? We moving on, or are we just gonna?
We done with the
hover for a while?
bathroom?
Done with the bathrooms.
Okey-doke.
That's right.
That's exciting. Thank you so much for all your work and time you've put into this project.
Wait till it's in, then you can talk.
Oh,
Don't do it yet.
Thanks
There's
for
a long
pretending you're
process
doing
to that.
something.
Yeah, thank you, there you go.
You're welcome.
Was this under old business? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Porta-Potty at Dave Pinkley Park. I talked with Chad's Septic Service, and he would put one up there for $80 a month and service it every other week. He said, which would be as common, you know, in a place like that, and if it got where it needed to be more often, he could,
Just have to call him.
yeah.
How used
He's
is-
pretty good to work with.
It's
so.
used a lot.
Used quite a bit, okay.
Yeah, it really is.
And you hear that from a lot of people, well, we were down there and the kids had to go to the bathroom, we left, and we didn't go back, you know.
I mean, I guess it's something we could try.
That's what I think. If we try, if it turns out flipped over and it's just not a good idea, then we can always remove it. But I think,
I would say with the summer coming up, at least try it till
Yeah.
September.
Right.
That's the busiest time.
Yeah, I don't know it needs to stay there,
Yeah.
you know, year round, but,
I
you
would
know,
say
you get
just do-
from this time, you know,
Till October.
Till
Take them down
October.
November, you know, all the way to March, put them back up again.
yeah.
I think placement of it is kind of important, so it's not like, oh, look, here's Pinkley Potty part, you know.
Well, that's what they said around Main Street Park.
So do we need a motion to do so?
We need
Is
to
there,
have
is there any, stabilizing feature, or is it just easy to knock over, or? How
I
would
don't
they be
think
installed?
they're easy to knock
Looks like
over.
somebody's in there.
Yeah, because they got so many gallons of liquid in the bottom, that's, you know, kind of a dead weight.
So do you want to consider putting in a handicap one?
That's
just to
my
cover-
next question.
to cover everything? Steve has volunteered, because we talked earlier today about maybe putting in like a rock pad for it, to set it on, so it has a little more
Stability,
stability.
yeah.
Yeah.
$80, would
A little
that,
cleaner to get to.
Gary, would that cover
You know,
handicap
have a
one?
little rock up.
That's
Did
gotta
you
be
get a
more
hold
money.
of him?
Compacted.
No, I didn't.
We had discussed
No,
that
no, the
earlier
actual
too, about
porta
how
potty
much
be
more it would
handicapped,
be.
be wider.
Yes, they make actual,
Yeah, I'm aware of it, but that's gonna be more money than $80, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's
I would think.
probably 120, 130.
That would be a good guess.
For a handicap?
Yeah.
And can I add this without being insensitive? Are they using it, that part, because it's all
I have
grass
no idea.
anyway? I mean, is that,
What's that?
are there wheelchairs
Are there
down there?
people that
People
need
pushing
the
through the
handicap
grass?
facility.
I haven't seen anybody, you know, I travel past there
I mean, it could
quite
be
a
handy
bit.
for moms with strollers too, like.
Well, yeah,
taking
sure.
It's
their
more
kids in,
space for a mom who's taking a little one to go to the bathroom.
Or somebody to live in. I mean, seriously, that's, would be my only concern too, that.
As long as they're out there before people come.
Is that a normal turnaround time for cleaning?
That's what he said, yeah.
Seems like a long time, but
I was,
We did that,
Well,
and
it's
when
not-
we had it down for the films, the movies down at Marquette Park, we had it every other week. It was
it
fine.
was okay.
So it was being used by others that were down there.
Sure.
As well.
They have chemicals that keep the odor down.
Right.
Yeah.
That blue stuff.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
porta potties
And,
come a long way.
and where to
since-
place it, I would,
put it right there, well, since they're gonna do a pad for it, you're gonna want it right up near the entrance, right there near the parking, I would think.
is it
Because you
close
want
to
that water
water?
pull
Or
into it.
Right.
is there
No.
water
Oh,
spigot somewhere?
No.
I know they have that stuff in there, but still you'd like to use water.
They got the sanitary pumps. Like I've been in a couple, there's a couple of the.
That's better than nothing, I mean.
The city
we're-
parks that I've been in, and they have the hand sanitizer, so
Yeah.
they don't have water.
And we
But
don't.
we do have a water spigot down there in the park, don't we?
Yeah, I think there's one.
No,
Is it gone?
No? We don't
Wasn't there one by
have
the-
any water at all down there?
Creek.
I mean, there could be, there is a water line runs to that property.
Yeah.
I think we should have a water, something
A
down
hose
there.
bib, I mean, a yard hydrant or something
Yeah.
by the bathroom or,
And then you're hoping that people turn it off.
Exactly.
I know, that's-
well, we got them in a lot of other places in
Yeah,
the city.
there's one down on Main,
In the
North
park.
Main down
This
there
is-
that nobody opens.
I just
Where
think
we was
we,
gonna put the dog park
Well, there's
originally.
two in the city park,
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
one, I think there's one in Valley Spring. There's one by the soccer field and one down off the hill out there.
What if we put
If
a
something starts bothering, we just lock it up,
water fountain
or just
down,
have it turned off.
put a water fountain in there?
so they can wash their hands in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Gross, you guys stop.
Well,
It would almost be like opening a new park to have a bathroom there.
It would.
And it would magnify the value of the thing to families. I just think it's such a good idea. If we can
It is.
afford it, I assume it won't break the budget.
that, I mean, I would imagine we have that kind of money easily.
What was the
Easily.
conversation, the topic there?
For $80 a month, it's not like we're,
I just sent him a
Go to the
text to
playground.
see if we get a price on the
we
handicap.
get tower, phone tower.
It's gonna be like 120, 125.
What do you guys think about the handicap? Because Steve
And
needs to
I think
know.
you should absolutely do the handicap. I mean, just.
Well, if nothing else, it's a little bigger, or
That's what I'm
something with
saying.
a mom to deal with
Whether
the kid.
somebody's
or-
actually using it.
And mom goes in with the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Family-
think that's a
family
great
bathroom.
idea, and it's a little easier getting in and out of them too.
Well, if a mom has two little ones and she's gotta take one of them, she's not gonna leave the one outside.
Right.
It's big enough for her to take both, keep an eye on both and help
Right.
with whatever is needed.
So
Yeah.
the placement of it, are you guys
I
familiar
think right
with
there,
it?
but I think right there where the parking, where the little.
To say you want it
parking lot
pretty
is.
Well-
accessible for him to be able to get to it to
Correct.
service it.
Right.
But you have those big rocks, the parking lot, then that basketball concrete pad, so it's gonna either have to go
Looking at it
Right.
to the
Looking to
right more,
To the right, that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
of the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I would suggest having the door like facing the park. not the street? That way,
Yeah, oh,
say a
definitely.
mom's in it,
Oh.
and whatever kid's is still, she can
Well,
poke her
yeah,
head
but
out.
if
and
he's
look.
Like facing the parking lot,
Yeah,
off the side
Yeah,
and
like-
I would
facing.
turn it the side facing, that way he can back in there and service it. But he's gonna have to drag his hose. and go
If you're
all the
gonna
way
have it a handicap accessible, then the handicap person needs to be able to be accessible
around. I agree.
to the bathroom, not put so far away that they
Right,
gotta.
Right, and that's why I said right there by
Yeah.
the parking area.
That would be great, yeah.
Okay.
well, let's move forward on this. How's that sound?
I
I'm
move
sure-
that we have a porta potty at Pinkley Park for the summer.
Got a
I second
motion?
that.
I got a second. Do a roll call, since we're spending money.
All right,
Can't wait to hear my
roll
name.
call vote for porta potties at Dave Pinkley Memorial Park.
Yep.
Don Schmelzly, or Shelley Schmelzly,
Yes.
all right. Lauren Smothers.
Yes.
John Carroll,
Yes.
Mark Buckeye,
Yes.
Barbara Bosler Peterson.
Yes.
Samir Zugabi.
For the first name and the second name.
Get it
Get
together.
two votes, two different people.
And don't need a tie, so motion carried.
Take care of that, huh?
Great, that's
Awesome. Another good thing we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real progress.
This is,
I should stay away now.
that makes John proud.
this is the original
Flood Gauge Park.
Flood Gauge Park landscaping plan. And most of it is completed already. You wanna pass in there, that's, I think, I don't know if there's enough there.
Which original one is this?
This is from Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I do remember this, but I thought I guess this is the landscape plan, yeah. But see, we had,
You got another?
We had other things.
the hydrant.
Yes.
Across the back, we had the
Yeah.
fountain grass, but then we added that all after this.
Yeah.
You have them all. Everything on the right-hand side is there. On the left-hand side, everything except for the oak leaf hydrangeas, I believe, are there.
Yeah, we pulled those when we did the water line. I'm not sure if that tree is a bald cypress thing.
It's there, but it was damaged badly. It looked like it had been rubbed by a deer antler, but I can't imagine that the deer were that close into town, but it was
Oh,
damaged.
they do come in.
Well, I've heard, but anyway, it's not in the best shape. If we put a replacement in there for the bald cypress, I would recommend we put a wire cage around it, at least for a few years, to let it get a little oomph going.
And there is some of them down on Front Street.
Okay.
The ones that came off of the north part of Main Street.
Tree cages?
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
those pretty ones? The iron ones, like, yeah, those are nice.
So, someone in the past has made a donation to the park for landscaping. We're talking with Lawrence with this, that's already in place. He thought a couple benches on the back corners of it. Yeah. And then, there's the two flood gauge signs that go back up down there, or go up down there. And that shadow box that's in the middle, about moving that more over here on an angle
Where the,
Where's Main Street?
where the cages are.
where the gauge is on the pole, but we still want them out in the,
Right, so your gauges are gonna be like right here, you're talking about putting it like right over here.
yeah, and then have a pole on either side of it, and that will have the pre-levy sign and the post-levy sign.
You mean gauge sign?
Yeah, like the one that's on the pole with
Yes.
all the marks?
Yes.
There's two new ones, and they're gonna go on either side of that information box. One before the levy, the heights, and one of the heights of the river since the levee's been in place. But to take it out of the middle, so it opens that
Opens it
up.
up.
And I did speak with Bernie Bowman about the levee on the back end of there. And he is more in favor than to clean that up where it's visible from the park.
From back here. That way, if we didn't ever end up with that property there.
And if, you know, it's not as far as I thought it was from
Yeah.
the back of that property to that levee. I mean, if you just went to the back of the property, you could put a sign there and say, this is what.
Yeah.
You know, it might keep people, kids and stuff from going back and climbing on it if it's not an access right back to it.
Well, oh, yeah, leave some rubbish or, not rubbish, but underbrush or something.
Well, I mean, just
leave some underbrush like. at
and
the
our
bottom of it.
property right there where you stand there and look at it.
Right.
So, that all sounded real good.
Yeah.
Now,
Excellent.
speaking with Sandra Cabot, she told me that there was a split rail fence that was to go across the back of this property
I don't remember.
that was in the basement of the Welcome Center, and it's there. But talking with Lawrence, it wasn't to go across the back, it's to go along the creek.
I was gonna say, I thought that was for along the creek.
Right.
Right.
She told me across the back, then I got the
No,
ball rolling.
that was for along the creek.
But it's for along the creek, and
And-
since they got that cleaned out and it looks so nice,
You can see through there, it's
it
really.
would
Yeah.
look real, and plus it's kind of, I mean, right now, a kid goes running across there, he could go, wheep.
Yeah, there's some barricade.
So,
Is there enough to go down the creek and across the back?
don't know that.
Oh.
There's, in the picture you sent me, it looked like there's quite a bit of it there.
But I don't know what the actual linear feet are.
And
It would be
if
nice,
not,
it
we,
would
I
be
mean, we
nice.
could get some, they still make
They
it,
still
they
make
still
it,
got
yeah.
it out there. If
mean,
Mark was
and-
real talented, he could split.
Huh?
You.
I may have.
Happy
the
you
tools-
said that.
I may
I
have
bet
the
you do.
tools to do that.
You said that the hydrangea, both hydrangeas, or just the one on the side closest to, or the end of it closest to Main Street?
Lawrence told me we took all of them out
Yeah, I think,
when we did the water line, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you what a hydrangea is from
There, it's not,
Craig Myrtle, so.
Well, it's just that if you look at this hydrangea here, next to it is supposed to be one of the bald cypresses. I wasn't, that's not out, is it? I mean,
No,
well then, it's hard to imagine why this hydrangea would be taken out.
yeah, I know, Lawrence said there was 6 that were 3 and 3.
yeah.
I'll go back and look at that, but.
there's nothing there,
I was gonna say, I don't think there's anything.
just trees.
I would suggest that one of the things that we do before benches is to check and see, are we done with that project? Can we put hydrangeas back or not? Or is it,
Other than the fence.
well, the fence, but that could be on one side of the hydrangeas.
Yeah, it's gonna.
One line is completed, sewer line was done years ago, so we shouldn't have any need to get in there. But that's, you never know, we still have.
Understood.
We still
Well,
have
we
to
can
do
either
things.
leave it open or not, but if we don't have to leave it open, you might consider replacing one of those hydrangeas.
Yeah, I think it's in your plans to replace them, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, good. I do think that somebody, maybe Lawrence, should look at the bald cypress. Are they damaged to the point that we should replace them? Or can they revitalize themselves? And, because we don't want to just sort of nurse them along if they're always going to be deformed.
Gotcha.
And if we
Well,
put
I
them
would've
back,
came
let's
to you to
protect
ask
them a
that
little.
question, you're my tree guy.
Are you still walking?
Yes, yes.
You should walk down to that area and.
I walk by there all the time, but I haven't inspected them closely. But Lawrence is the expert on everything. He designed this.
I'll get back with him.
I will look at them though and let you know what I think.
So is everybody okay with moving that information box?
I think so, I think, oh, sorry.
What's gonna go in that information box?
They used to have a sign or
I
a
know.
poster in
I'm
there.
working on, there's supposed to be some more of them at the Welcome Center.
I didn't find them.
You didn't find them. Did you ask Jan Troutman? And she didn't know?
Because we've moved so much and we've had a lot of shuffling with the Park Service. I don't know if they survived.
I mean, I would imagine it's time to update, just get a new thing, anyway, information and also explain what those two posts are beside it.
Right,
the
and,
whole-
if that back levee gets cleaned off, we can have this little information, you
Right.
know, on how the levee was
We can
built
even have,
or.
actually, like Lauren was saying, the bad thing is that sign where it sits gets the sun and it fades so quick.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
But you could actually get a picture of the levee and have it turn into a poster, and it would show, all right, this is what this was.
what downtown group or what is associated with that did some of the stuff, or
With
the
the
group, with that park?
It was us.
downtown?
Park
It
Board.
was the park board? Okay.
Yeah, but the downtown renewal
Downtown Renewal may have done some stuff too.
did some stuff.
They took money.
They
They
was,
took money.
Lawrence was talking about, I
They-
guess it
they
was
did.
them, they talk about doing some of those acid wash print things and put in that, so you don't have to worry about them fading and,
There you go, yeah.
Well,
but that would be, I mean, not
That would,
like
I think that would be a
tomorrow.
really neat,
Yeah.
a really good idea.
Mhm.
so if the split road fence would go along the creek,
Mhm.
and we could go across the back of our property line, we could put a sign back here,
Right on the fence.
right on the fence,
Yeah.
and they can see the
And that
levee.
would keep them from going back.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I thought
That'd be-
earlier.
I think that'd be the best.
And
way to
that
do
you
it.
deter them from climbing on
Right.
it and
Right.
Yeah,
wanted to take a piece of history.
and we wouldn't have to
Right.
mess with the people that own.
That's-
Who
that's-
are
that's-
these people we speak of?
That's what, Gary, that's why I was saying leave some underbrush at the bottom.
Yeah.
Down there. That'll deter them from wanting to go climb up into
Maybe we
it.
could-
But if we
Like
put a
native
fence,
figs
a split
or-
rail fence across here, they're not gonna go across that.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
if they go through the fence,
Yeah.
whatever.
Plant some poison ivy.
Some-
I have a
Something
bunch I
native.
can have a bunch I can donate.
You keep it on your side.
If you move that poster board, this will become more of a park. Right
Yes.
now, because it's on Main Street, you think it's
You
upsetting for a sign.
Right,
I
you
know what I
stop,
was gonna ask.
you stop right
you.
at the sign.
Right. If you put it back here, you will
If the
experience the
dog waste
park, and
people's
then
got
we could
ordered.
put benches.
Yeah,
and
put
have-
benches, and maybe a
Corey had called me
a little
about,
pavilion
right
with
after the
picnic
meeting about.
benches
Well,
or
ordering it.
something.
maybe,
I wonder
but-
if they ever did
You know,
get it.
something.
At least something.
Well, we had a lot of
Maybe
things
even-
designed for this
Okay.
park. We
Go ahead.
had,
I got the
I knew it was
big
something.
drawing of it.
Yeah.
We put the gazebo from the Rotary, that was gonna go down there was gonna be a stream coming down the middle.
yeah, to represent the river and.
What happened to that money that they collected?
That's what,
Who
Terry's
is they?
talking about.
Well, this money that Lawrence was talking about was a donation for landscaping down there.
But see,
That could've-
downtown
that could've been the money
renewal
from downtown, maybe.
collected money for the park.
Right.
Gary, you're
Maybe-
saying the money is still there?
Yes, he said it's over $1,000.
That might be the money that they collected, that they donated then.
That's, you're talking collection, he's talking donation, that's
I
two
know.
different things.
No, he
Because
said it
they
was, he
sold-
I
said,
said the money that the downtown renewal collected,
Yeah, where's that?
and that's what I'm saying, maybe this is the money that he's talking about that was donated. They
He's
collected
saying
it
maybe they
and
collected it,
donated
now they want to donate it.
No, yeah, but I'm understanding it's two separate things.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. But we had a nice little design, because we
I
had,
still have it.
you still have it?
I
We
couldn't
sat
remember,
down
wasn't
and
there
we
like
worked it out.
6 or different kiosks with little
Yeah, there were little
information?
Yeah,
kiosks, there was,
little
all
kiosks.
along here, there were the poles
Yeah.
for each major flood event, and they were cut off at the level,
oh, okay.
remember?
I remember seeing that plan, but not,
I'll see if I can.
We even had a
It's
little
upstairs in the
feature
office.
in the middle, a little wishing well type thing, I remember that was,
There's
that
gonna be a
was
pump
one.
with a stream coming through.
Yeah,
It's kinda neat.
Happy, is there a video of the flood of 93 at the Interpretive Center? If people come from out of town,
They don't have one?
wouldn't
I
that be,
have
a-
one.
wouldn't that be
Didn't
a
they used to play
good thing
that
for
down
people
there?
to see before they go venture to see the levees and kind of see what
they
it
used
looks
to
like
have
and what
one.
it is right now?
I made the video.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they, I thought they played that down at
Even
the
a
Welcome
3-minute
Center.
video, just
I think they
how high the
did.
water got.
I thought they had a VCR with a TV and they played it down there.
We played a greeting and tell everybody about
Yeah,
historic
that.
homes and that. We don't have anything beyond
Okay.
that.
I thought they did. All
well,
right.
Bill Nagler had
I still have a copy
two,
of that
yeah.
video.
Yeah, we do
Maybe
too,
that- maybe
VHS
like
and
that, but We're
DVD.
not even using DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
It's all off
Oh.
YouTube.
Yeah, well, download, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can get the
Put it on a flash drive.
thing of the flood on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just think it's
Look
been
how
so
young
long
everybody
that people
is
have
on that.
no
I know.
idea what this
know.
town went through.
Tim Edmund had
Maybe
hair.
it's time to remind them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the park is for.
Correct. But if they can see even a glimpse of what the water and how high it got, and
That's why we want to clear off that levee,
Right.
you know, because that'll make a statement, a visual.
I'm agreeing, I'm just saying lump the two together somehow,
Yeah.
Because it's been 30 years, so
yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't
And
it?
I
It is
think,
30 years, yes.
30 years
Join
is
me with
somewhere.
chainsaw.
I would imagine like when you're starting to do the signage and all that stuff, that we should have that professionally done. You know,
I like what Gary was talking about, that etched thing.
well, like the trail, up on the levee, how that was put, something on that line, which I walked today. It was really nice.
How do you find the trail on the levee? We were up there, never did find.
Which one?
That is the trail.
That is the trail.
The levee is the
Well, it's
trail.
supposed to go this way and
But
that.
it does go down in the bottoms down there, but if it's been
It
raining.
will,
It's
as
not-
soon as,
But there's no signage. We
Well,
could not find any
you
signage
can
that
see
said
it.
this way. Well, you know.
But when you're walking, you see it down there, and it's on the big map. I looked at that, I'm like, okay.
I
it
know,
says
but
way.
that map does not,
Outside, so I know what
I
the
read
hell
maps
people are
and that
talking
map
about.
does not
it's
tell
not
you.
fully,
Explanatory.
no.
And there's
it's-
no
it's-
signs.
It's not built yet, but eventually, I've been assured by the Fish and Wildlife Service that they'll build it, but they gotta get title, and we're
Right.
still working on that, aren't we? But aren't we closer?
The closer every day goes by, you know, they put out a plan, have to get it accepted by the federal government. I mean, it's to the point where it's gonna have to go through all the congressional processes.
It's done the congressional thing, I was told. All it needs is the Secretary of Interior's signature. And if that happens, they're ready to go.
Cool.
And we've done a lot of work, and Happy helped make it happen to have it surveyed properly. Doug Bader was out there swatting the mosquitoes and doing all that. And, right, I mean, it was a big job.
Yeah.
And we're ready.
That's gonna be my next suggestion, do it in the winter, because when you get down there, you'll get
Yeah,
a,
because, well, like I said.
And
we were-
ticks.
allows you to do it.
and then there's the
Like,
one,
we walked the levee, but there's this trail that's supposed to go down, and we can never
It
find
doesn't
it.
really go down. You can follow the tracks of the tractor because there's still, we were still leasing some farm ground.
Yeah.
and it goes through.
And it'll go through, and we do lead hikes down there.
I mean, I've walked it.
You can do it, it's not that hard, really. You're right there at the river, it's kind of exciting, people do enjoy it. But without a marked trail, it just doesn't, it's
You
not
don't,
user-friendly.
No, it's not.
We've got to make it user-friendly.
Exactly.
You guys are gonna have a walk on the French Festival, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Sunday
if you
morning
wanna-
at 7 a.m.
Yeah, so that would be the
Sunday
time to go
morning?
with a group that knows where
7
they're
a.m.
going.
What time, 7 o'clock?
When is
I was
that?
leaving today.
The French
I thought,
Festival.
You going?
The 20th, and I just put that in my calendar.
Calendar open.
7 a.m.
Why?
at the kiosk.
Well, I'm not gonna walk, but I'm just wondering.
What's the date on
It's
that?
June 11th.
It's Sunday after the French Festival.
Yeah.
10th and 11th.
It's the 11th.
And people, the most important thing is that the birds are out there and
Yeah.
we're protecting the birds. The second most important thing is to let people have an avenue so they can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we gotta work on that, but we're waiting for this thing that Happy's talking about. The Fish and Wildlife Service needs a plan that's approved, but he told me that they don't need anything out of Congress at this point.
Okay, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
That would be, that would be a bigger deal.
Today I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 birds.
Yeah.
And the bobwhite serenaded me as I was leaving, which was so
Oh,
cool.
I love them.
Yeah.
There's a
really
lot of
nice.
stuff out there, but we've got to make it accessible to people.
Anything else on River Gauge Park?
Gary, this is exciting. This has never functioned as a park. Now it will. If you move that thing back here, this will be a park. Right now, it's just sort of background to the sign.
And it could be
You know,
really cool.
it's just a different,
So what do you want me to say to Lawrence on the benches?
I think we should wait on the benches.
Till we
Yeah,
get
say-
this
Why don't we
stuff.
see about how much fence we have?
Yeah.
Because if we have to buy more fence,
Would he entertain the thought of pitching it on a fence, or is he, if he wants to do the benches, say, we really appreciate
And then-
that, let us get
like
this all in order.
John said,
soon."
find out about the bulk cypress.
No, I think it was just something he threw out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I think we should get the rest of this done first before we
Get this done
put
first,
some
then we'll
benches.
come back next meeting and talk about the benches.
Yeah,
Or even a bench. It would
bench.
make it look more
right.
inviting.
Well, and it would, it wouldn't hurt, but I mean,
We can
I haven't
always
gone
move
down there
them.
to see
We
any
can
about the trees.
always-
It'd be nice to have it like in the shade,
A little shady, yes,
you know.
it will be. It's just gonna take a little time.
It's like when we were talking today, you walk down that way and there's nowhere to really rest unless you back all the way
Right,
back
all the way
up.
back.
Or go on up at one of the
Right.
lay whatever that bench
Mhm.
is there, so.
Right.
Even if we put some in before everything got done, they're easily movable,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
But
This is great.
it's awesome.
Very, very gratifying to see this thing finally moving.
Does the bald cypress grow quick?
Relatively, not super quick like a silver maple, but quicker than an oak, you know.
Okay.
You know those two that are in the buyout along North Main?
Mm-hmm.
There's,
Oh, yeah,
those things have grown a lot
Yeah,
in 10 years.
yeah,
They're getting pretty good.
yeah, they're
They're
big.
throwing shade.
yeah.
You can put a bench under them.
Why not?
The only other thing I had a question was, are we gonna do anything with Valley Spring Trail for the summer? Cause that backside is nothing but grass.
No seats on.
Yeah, but that wasn't what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, why did they just stop? I know it said limited maintenance, but that doesn't mean you don't mow the grass and everything back there and keep it tidy on
We
the
were
upper.
gonna work on it if we were gonna have to do some, clean it out and put the rock down, so you all kind of held up production or construction, so we didn't know
Well,
where to
and
go
it's a
with
good thing because they went right into mowing season. They just said they're a big mess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they could spray the weeds in it or spray the grass in the trail, so right now you can't even tell the trail's there.
Right. Yeah, we should probably just run more through.
From
anyway.
like, following that road down to the back, you make that back loop, it's,
Well, when they mow, couldn't they
carpet.
spray after they mowed?
Do you really want to spray? Oh, you mean spray the trail?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, spray, or mow, and then spray right behind them, and that way at least you have a trail.
well, is that Jeff's area? Is he the park, the mowing guy? Thank you, Happy.
and what I was gonna ask Steve was after the last meeting, Corey had called me and asked some questions about the dog waste stations, and that's what I was gonna ask him, if he knew if they got ordered.
Ah,
I knew it would come back to me.
we'll make a note to
Yeah.
ask him. How's
You're
that?
on new business, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got one thing. French Heritage Festival's having or Foundation for Restoration is having a French Festival. Somebody approached me and wanted to know, they have one of their, I guess, musicians wanting to plug in there at Main Street Park. Just figured I'd probably bring that up. I said probably wouldn't be a problem.
Who's playing at Main Street Park?
They're actually playing across,
Yeah,
so.
Stafford at Oliver's? I mean, I just looked at the musical lineup.
Yeah,
I just
it
did
might,
it,
that
and
might be
it's-
one of them.
Why don't they have electric?
They're going a long way across the road.
He's not at Main Street Park. It said,
Well, they'd
what's his head, Stafford at Oliver's.
be better off talking,
across the street.
talking with Jamie Inman Smith about using one of the Jurdapet pedestals. So they have, Jamie just have to say yeah, and they call citizens and give them a meter number and they turn it on for that weekend.
Okay. I'll mention that to them. I mean, that part, it's gonna be shut down.
Yeah,
The street
it's
is.
still like cord running across the road.
Okay.
Cause they'd have to go all the way from the building, cause there's nothing out in the yard.
Or why isn't he playing in the park?
I
I mean, it was just a suggestion.
I know, no, I mean,
Shady.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was my, and I was asking the same thing. It was kind of confusing to me because
The saucer
has
magnolias.
food and stuff.
Well, all those flowers around the flagpole.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Mark had bought from that lady that
Or
did
his
do
mom's
something.
building
During
next door,
COVID.
or his mom's building next door,
Just got those
Yeah.
freebies.
Maybe. That doesn't-
or your building
I have
on
no
the other
outlets.
side.
Actually, I do have an outlet they could actually plug into. I don't know what kind of power, I don't know if it'd be enough for them.
Should be a regular 20 amp.
Yeah, that's my guess too. I just have an extension cord coming out of the basement for when I, weed and stuff like that, but I'll talk to them about
But
it.
yeah, them, them.
I haven't talked to Jane. I didn't know that they had any right there, but
This is
I
a
think
chair.
there's one tucked in back off the roadway a little bit on that side.
Yeah, some of them are next to the building.
I think that side of the road, most of them are.
okay, so then but then if they decided they were just gonna have them in the park, is it okay doing that?
I would think
With
so.
everybody? Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
And there's several outlets across the top,
Yeah, I know.
inside
Right.
top of that beam.
Yeah, right, I know about that.
Just to let you know, on June 9th, there's a kids cross-country camp. It's going to be at Pure Marquette Park. They got 30 kids and parents. So they're just going to be using the park. We're not asking them to reserve anything. They're not using the pavilion. And if they want to, again, it's first come, first served. And we told them the same thing with the park. But, if they want to go down there and they want to spend an hour from 6 to 7, go have a good time. So I didn't think that was an issue.
What's the time on that?
6 to 7.
That's it?
I mean, they may get there early and they may stay late, but the anticipated time is 6 to 7.
I'm just thinking of my work.
I'll be in and out before anybody even shows up, so.
And I'm sorry, who was it? A bunch of people or just ours?
I don't have a,
Do you know anything about that?
We're not doing it, it's probably St. John doing it cross country.
Yeah, Sierra Boyd.
yeah, Sarah Boyd. That's it.
Okay, so it's just a
Middle school
local,
camp, yeah.
okay.
We don't have junior high cross country, so there you go.
Happy, I'm sorry to go back to the bathrooms, but the drinking fountain is included in that price?
We've included it as part of what we're talking about here.
There's an
Okay.
additional few $1,000s, but it's
I
included.
believe it's 4,500 extra.
Yes.
Because,
Per bathroom.
For bathroom.
Yes.
Yes.
because the standard ADA drinking fountain with cane skirt that they're showing on the picture here is listed at $7,500.
So I'm just looking at the exterior.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
And it
that's a
doesn't-
that's a double one too. This is a single.
I think
So we're looking at exterior mounted ADA drinking fountains, 4,500.
This one's a lot cheaper.
No.
I would love to go.
Yeah, that was
this
more
one's more
expensive.
expensive.
This one looked double on the
7,500.
picture, that's why I was,
About $3,000.
Oh, I thought you said 700 and something.
no.
I got you.
Okay.
No.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
We got a motion, I got a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Go on.